welcome back. You're listening to Tracks and Turns. Today we have the qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Which there was a lot of happening, but mostly in Q3. Mm-hmm. So we'll run through Q1 and Q2 pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah.
We saw Verstappen struggling with some issues. Even though his lap was looking promising, he said he had too much understeer, which might have been a foreshadowing of what was to happen. Maybe we don't know about that, but it seemed like there was something off with the balance at least. I don't think there was much to say otherwise. I think Hadjar had a very close time to Max in this session, which looks very good for him. I'm thinking that he's done that a couple of times in qualifying. It didn't obviously pan out as good in Q3, but I think he's done this a couple of times this year that he's been pretty close to Max. So exciting to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Although he also made a mistake on, I think it was his second lap in this session or something like that.
Yeah.
So he didn't manage to improve, but I don't think he would have anyway. Also, Piastri had an aborted lap for a mistake he did as well. I think we've seen a lot of
small mistakes, yeah.
That obviously, I think, might have led to some
redirections
in the list as well. Albon seemingly was on the wrong strat as compared to Sainz in this session, because I think he was faster than Sainz on the first lap, but then he didn't manage to run as many laps.
Yeah, and then Sainz had a big snap in the end,
which ultimately led to Ocon being faster.
Yeah.
It wasn't by much, but yeah. Lucky for Ocon, I think, because I think Sainz would have been through otherwise.
So we had 3 whole teams going out in Q1.
Which is a pattern for this year, I
think. Definitely.
It's the same as it was in the beginning. It's Williams, it's Cadillac, and it's Aston Martin. And I don't think there's much to say about this except what we heard from Alonso, of course, which was that he was pretty happy. He said, we're not there yet, but this looks promising, which is kind of concerning when you think about how far back they actually were.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the fact that they're actually worse than Cadillac is not a good sign of this weekend, at least. We then move on to Q2. There was a lot of swapping, as always.
Yeah.
Norris was very close to the edge at one point. He was looking like he would almost go out into the wall. And we saw then the Verstappen and Hadjar had faster times than Norris, I think, maybe because of that little mistake. Actually, Hadjar had a faster time than Verstappen throughout this session.
Yes.
But Verstappen was running very few laps, which I think, wasn't this session as well that they pitted him?
Yeah, I think so.
We were talking about the fact that he was pitted for some reason, and Gasly got really close to
pushing him out.
Yeah. That was very strange. I don't think it was it was really strange because it was not as if Max had done a crazy lap. But they were probably not counting on Gasly being so close.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he was qualified by the Racing Bulls as well as the other teams and as well as his teammate as well.
Yeah.
So they would have been able to look at Hadjar's time, which was almost a 10th faster. And I think they should have heard alarm bells already.
Yeah, true.
Seeing as he was not very far up. We also saw, similarly to Q1, Antonelli was fastest in both sessions, which we hadn't anticipated this for this weekend. We were we weren't assuming that Mercedes were going to be slow.
Yeah.
We just thought that surely Kimi can top all of the sessions.
True.
And also, I think we're thinking more about the race as well.
Yeah.
That they might struggle in the race, but. As we'll see when we get to Q3, Antonelli was not the Mercedes on pole position.
Yeah.
So I think we should move on to Q3 because here's a lot to talk about I think. So we saw, for example, Hamilton had they were going out on basically one lap, many of the teams. So Hamilton went off in his lap and he asked for another lap, another try. Yeah. And he was like, surely we have enough fuel on board to run another lap. But Ferrari said no.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you thought that he wouldn't be able to run at all.
I misunderstood what they were saying because I thought that they were talking about the whole session. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
But no, they just meant that he wasn't, after that first lap, he wasn't allowed to drive another one. He had to go back to the pits. Which is good because otherwise it would have been very bad.
Yeah.
Then we actually moved to, I think, the biggest talking point. Yeah. And I think we need to dive into this. We need to go back into our time watching this on the TV because we were thinking, here comes Max. He's doing crazy. I think he was doing both of his sectors were purple, I think.
Yeah.
And we were very confused that he all of a sudden had turned on some sort of turbo because it was he was looking strong throughout the other sessions, but of course he didn't manage. He in Q2 had that issue. He wasn't able to run another lap, but I don't think we had anticipated that him he was really on a good lap.
I mean, you predicted him to take the pole.
Yeah, and I was like, yes, this is it. This is when Max is doing his Max thing.
Yeah.
And then he just goes around the corner, or I think this is...
turn 9?
Might be the long turn. And yeah, he just... All of a sudden we just see him turn to the left, and then you get a massive... steer to the right and going straight into the barrier.
Yeah, it was a pretty hard crash.
Yeah, high speed. It's a very fast part of the track, so it makes sense that he would go into it with that kind of momentum. But yeah, it looked really scary.
Yeah, definitely.
And we were thinking at this point that are they? I think the thought went through my head that they were maybe gonna red flag it.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They first decided on a single waved yellow flag, which this is going to play into what we're going to talk about. But yeah, first single waved yellow and then double waved yellow.
Yeah. So first, I believe it was right after the crash. Hamilton got his time. Or was it... Yeah, I think he got his time first.
Yeah, and it was also really good time. It was up on Antonelli.
Wasn't he first? Yeah, he must have been first.
Yeah. So Antonelli had the fastest time.
Yeah.
And then
Hamilton took
up.
the provisional pole. Yeah. And then comes Leclerc, took the provisional pole.
Because we were looking at Hamilton's times and we were like, oh, they're really, really quick. Yeah. And they were purple, actually. And then we see the purple disappearing. And we're like, who's doing this? And then we saw the stat of Leclerc as well. And the graphics said that he had the purple sectors. And we were like, okay, this is crazy. Hamilton goes over, he goes to first. Leclerc goes over, he goes to first.
And the Ferrari team is so happy.
They are celebrating in the garage. They're like, yes, we've got this. Because they think that it's a double waved yellow. No one is going to improve.
Yeah, because the people were behind Max.
But no. All of a sudden, we see the starting straight.
Yeah.
And we see a grey car. Or silver, I guess.
Yeah.
And we're like, who is that? Is that George Russell?
It was George Russell.
And he goes over the line and he goes into first place. And we're like, how is it possible? It's a yellow flag.
Yeah. I wasn't happy at all.
You were celebrating the Ferrari P1, P2 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Ferrari 1, 2.
But the issue here was that he was actually under investigation then because they thought he might have not lifted enough for the yellow flags. But yeah, seeing as it was a single wave yellow, they deemed that he lifted enough for it to be fine. And that's crazy to me because like his time was fast enough to get pole position.
Even though we slowed down a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was 0.2 up on Leclerc's times. And that's even though he like lifted. But I think maybe he was lucky in where he needed to lift, and he was not very much left of the lap as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, had it been the double waved yellow, he would have had to slow down more. Which is kind of crazy. Like, I don't know, in my head I just thought that it was gonna be a red flag. Like, they were just gonna like no one's going to be able to improve. The fact that this even happened, like, I don't think I've ever... If I'm thinking back to the couple of years I've watched F1, I don't think this has happened.
No.
Not that I remember, at least. And it's also crazy to think that someone could improve during yellow flag conditions. It feels like it should not be able to happen.
No.
But yeah, as the FIA decided that it was not some sort of breach, I think like we'll just have to roll with it. But I feel at the same time very bad for all of the people in the Ferrari garage who had just assumed they were going to start front row for the first time this year.
Also like seeing that Charles have had shitty weekends, 2 weekends in a row.
We haven't talked about this. Actually, I'm so surprised that...
I'm
not surprised at the same time because he's Charles Leclerc, of course. But, like, the fact that he actually had the upper hand compared to Hamilton this weekend is actually impressive. Because that has to take a lot of mental fortitude. Like, he has to be really strong mentally to be able to recalibrate for this weekend.
But also, like, the top 3 was going to be interesting in the race.
Yeah.
Because we have Russell, and then we have Leclerc, and then we have Hamilton.
And then we had Antonelli, then we had
Max.
Hadger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No,
I think
Max. Just kidding.
And then we have...
Max. Then we have the Piastri boys? The McLaren boys. I think... I'm not really sure if Norris managed to... I think Norris managed to qualify ahead of Piastri, actually.
Yeah.
They always flip-flop so much, so I always get confused as to who is leading at, like, any time.
Yeah.
So I think for this one, I think, if I'm not mistaken...
It wasn't Norris, I believe. It could have...
It was... I just remember that it was Max, and then it was the...
Yeah, it was Norris.
It was Norris. It was Norris, Piastri, and then Hadger.
Yeah.
And then Lawson and Lindblad.
Yeah.
Which I think that is also good. A good start of the weekend for them as well. The fact that he beat out Pierre Gasly, who's been pretty good as well this year.
Yeah.
Hadger's time was not as close to Max's fastest this session, and I think Max would have been able to go even faster had he managed to finish his lap. But yeah, at the same time, I'm most not concerned, but like most surprised with McLaren actually, because I think they were looking quite, if I remember correctly, they were looking quite strong.
Yeah.
Like Norris was, for the first session, when the first session ended, Norris was in second. Piastri was like far down. I think he was in 8th or something.
Yeah.
But then for the second session, they were second and third. Like about a 10th of Antonelli's time, which was looking really good. And we hadn't even counted with them this weekend.
Honestly.
I think I put Norris in the top 3, which I don't think this is gonna happen. If I'm being honest.
Also, my top 3 I put is Hamilton, Antonelli, Verstappen. Which, we're not talking about it, because what do you mean? Yeah, Hamilton, okay, but he's not gonna win again. Maybe he will, but yeah. And then we have Verstappen going out in qualifying, and we have Antonelli, I don't know where he is. So yeah, we will see how that goes.
Did we not see he's in 4th then?
Yeah.
So it's not impossible But where did you put him? Second.
Oh, yeah.
That could be hard. But yeah, no, I hadn't really counted on McLaren, and obviously we saw in the end that they got 6th and 7th. Right?
Yeah.
I think they've been doing that a lot this year. They have moments where they look really promising, and then they just disappear into the woods somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
It's a sad year to be a McLaren fan.
Definitely.
I think, like, especially when you think that, like, when you remember that they were the constructor champions.
Honestly,
last year.
I don't think it's so good to be a Red Bull fan this year either.
No, that's true.
Especially a Max fan.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know, this session, like, it was just the ending that made this session, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it made it crazy. But still, not maybe as crazy as it could have been. Max managed to get a 5th place, so we'll have to see what he can do in the race.
Yeah.
Guys, I think that's it for the qualifying part. We'll see you after the race. Hi guys, now we're back from the race.
Yeah.
So, similarly, I think to many races, it's not been... Yeah, there were some things happening in the beginning, but I think it was mostly sad news.
Yeah.
More of the things happened, I think, halfway through the race or something like that. So yeah, we had some retirements, which I don't think we can... Like, we don't have to talk about them in length. We had both Bottas, which I think it was a brake fire.
Yeah.
Who had to retire, and then Perez retired, I think, a couple of laps later.
Yeah, I didn't know why, but yeah.
Similarly to the last couple of races, I think Cadillac are not in the best position. But at the same time, I don't know what we were expecting at the beginning of the year, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
Also, someone who we thought was going to retire was Lawson on those first lap because he reported a fire in his car.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that really panned out or anything.
He just complained on fire, and he was still on fire, but he kept driving.
What did we see in the start? Like, what else? Was there anything? George had a good start. I think Charles had a good start as well. Kimi was also having a pretty good start, but he went off.
Yeah.
And then
many times.
Yeah, he can continue to do that within like the first 5 laps or something. He just continued to go off. And I think it was that first corner, like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, something like that.
It seemed like he couldn't really get his car stopped.
Yeah.
Which was really strange.
Colapinto went down several positions.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the thing was, but people just drove past him.
Yeah, I don't think it was that many though, because I think it
maybe
started in 16th, and I think he fell down to 19th.
Or something.
Something like that. Yeah, I remember thinking that Kimi was driving really erratically. Like, I got a bit stressed.
Yeah.
Because, like, I just felt like he might be, like, DNFing, might be going out. It was really strange, actually.
Yeah.
We also saw a, like, legendary fight between Lawson and Hadger within these first 5 laps. Really fun to see those two go at it.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I think we can discuss this now, because I think we said that Hadger was looking really strong.
Yeah.
This race. Like, I'm really impressed with what he put down this weekend.
He was really good.
But I don't think we're really surprised with him performing, because I think we've seen
it before.
We've seen a couple of times this year that he can actually be competitive.
Yeah, true.
And I really hope that continues as they develop the car as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also, like, some couple of laps into the race, we saw a very strange thing, and it was Lewis Hamilton pitting. Like he's done it. He's done it a couple of times. Like more than usual. I don't really know his pit strategy, but
yeah, it seemed like he had some sort of issue, because I remember he reported like the car moving into oversteer, and I think that might have been because of the degradation, which is like, I think that was on lap 8.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
That he reported that. So I think that they were really struggling, as we saw, because I think Lewis in the end had
4.
Yeah, was it 4 stops? It was something crazy. They were not like the tires were working the way that they were thinking that they were gonna work. But yeah, and I remember also Mercedes said to George, I think, that they needed to go in if Lewis went in as well, which might have like affected like the rest of the
pit stops.
No, the race, because I think it got so that like Red Bull could do maybe a better strategy in the end, because they could like get a tire advantage in the end. But yeah, Max also reported brake pulling, and we saw Verstappen and Hamilton actually fight very fiercely.
Yeah.
At one point, I almost thought that Max was gonna go out. It was looking very snappy. It was looking very close.
Yeah.
True. So yeah, and then as you said, Hamilton pitted, which I think they really needed him to go fast here, because they thought that they were fighting Verstappen, I guess, which they wouldn't have known anything else by then.
Yeah.
It was looking as if I think they were fighting. Were they fighting for? Was it second or third? I'm unsure now.
Yeah.
I think it might have been second.
Yeah, maybe.
But then because of Hamilton's
third,
weird, like all the pit stops, he just tumbled.
Yeah. Also, Ferrari double stacked, so Leclerc also came in. Was it
No, they didn't double stack. It was one lap later.
It was one lap. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine. But yeah, no, they didn't double stack. I think that Red Bull did, though. Yeah. But it's a different story, because Hadjar was a bit back, so it was okay. Also, we got a very interesting radio, because I think Hamilton was trying to put in a quicker lap, as we said, to fight with Verstappen, because he had to go on quick out laps in order to like get ahead of Max's pit stop. And this is where we got a very strange radio.
Yeah, because he asked what his pace was, right?
I think. Is this a good pace or something like that? And they were like, yeah, good pace. You're faster than Charles. And I was like,
yeah, that's unnecessary.
Was that actually needed to add that? Like, I'm like, it just felt antagonistic. Like, it felt like they were jumping on Charles, which I don't know. But yeah, then Max pitted. They had a clean stop. They took in Hadjar as well.
Yeah.
And then Max ended up right behind Lewis.
Yeah.
Which I think Ferrari were trying to get a bigger gap between them, but
true.
Yeah, Max ended up right behind him. In comes Russell and Piastri, I think, here also.
Yeah.
They have, well, I guess an advantage on Hamilton and Leclerc, but Max has just been in, so it I think Piastri was behind him at this point.
Yeah.
And Russell was obviously the one leading. But yeah, they had actually extended a little bit more than some others.
Yeah. Didn't McLaren have a pretty slow stop? It wasn't slow, but it wasn't fast.
I think they had 3.3 for Piastri's stop, and I think when Norris pitted a couple of laps later, I think he had 2.8 or something. It was also a slow stop. So, yeah, I don't know what was happening over McLaren when you think about the fact that I think they had... Didn't they have the fastest pit stop last year?
Yeah, they could have.
Or was it the year before? But it was like 1.3. or something. Talking about pace and the like things going quickly and stuff, Lando was complaining that he had no pace.
Yeah.
That he could not push harder, which I found really interesting because I didn't really look into their strategies, of course, like the difference between Lando and Oscar, but I just felt like Oscar had some pace.
Yeah, they definitely did.
So I'm a bit confused. Was it maybe... But that was not this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know.
The battery thing. Okay, so yeah, very interesting that they had, like, that they were so different. I'm interested to maybe look into that more, to look into the reports and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, straight after this, I think we got more of the like Verstappen and Hamilton fights. They were looking spicy throughout this race.
Yeah,
to be
it was
honest.
fun to see them fight.
But then, of course, I think because of there was so many stops, I think we didn't get that anymore because he was farther back. Also, Antonelli was reporting he had some like issues with the pedal going long. I think the brake pedal. And I think they reported that later. I think they said that he had some sort of a brake split. That there was like one brake that was hotter than the other, which was probably what he was feeling.
Yeah.
Also, Norris on his outlap, I think it was, had like gone slightly off the track.
Yeah.
I think we also saw, I think Gasly maybe on his outlap. I think when he drove off as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely issues with the tires and stuff like that.
And at lap 24, I think it was, Carlos Sainz stops at the starting straight.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Like I'm wondering, because I didn't see the playback for that. I'm wondering if he just lost power and like was just kept rolling, and then because I think he parked up right by an exit on the straight, which was really good because that meant a very short VC, of course. But like, yeah, it was very strange. I don't think I've ever seen a car parked on the straight like that.
And also, like, what do the men from Italy do when there's a safety car?
No, before.
Oh, right, before the safety car.
The VSC. I don't know what Mercedes had said, like why they weren't more aware, but they took Kimi in straight before the VSC.
Yeah. And it was green flag when he went in. Yeah, and he didn't gain any time, really.
No, he lost some time to other drivers, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that since Verstappen had been in a couple laps before, I'm pretty sure that he didn't go in. But I think, Hamilton did, certainly. And they could have, they could have not lost as much time.
Yeah, true.
Which I think, unfortunately, it was just a badly timed pit stop. I don't think they are, it's not like they're trying to sabotage Kimi or something. But yeah, certainly not the best call.
Yeah. We also had Hamilton going in, to pit during the safety car,
which looks very much like an issue with the tires.
Yeah,
because it was only 12 laps earlier. I think he went in, so it was not looking like a good day for Ferrari, which is really strange because I don't remember Leclerc going in as many times. So I think they were running some sort of different strategy, but it was not looking good for either of them, to be honest. Antonelli got past Leclerc pretty quickly, actually. There were a lot of investigations with yellow flags and stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that there was nothing to come of that.
Yeah.
Also, Hamilton said he had no power and there was some sort of a temp issue. I'm not really fully clued into what that could mean.
Yeah.
Very strange weekend for Ferrari. to be honest.
And it wasn't Leclerc this
straight
weekend.
after the first win.
Yeah, like something happened to the car.
But what do you mean it wasn't Leclerc? Leclerc didn't have a good race either.
Yeah, but he wasn't the one who did a pit stop 4 times. Also, the man who's, I don't know, Alonso, he drives a shitty car and he speeded in the pit lane.
Or they thought he speeded in the pit lane, I think. I'm pretty sure
Didn't he get a penalty for that? He got a 5 seconds penalty.
Yeah, he got 5 seconds. Yeah.
Which he took. But yeah, I don't really know what he's doing.
Yeah. Also, we saw Piastri and Leclerc fight, which that rarely happens. Also, in that instance, I think Leclerc touched him because I think it was both of the Ferrari drivers, if I'm not mistaken. And Oscar was like passing, I think, because he was flip-flopping a lot because of the pit stops and people who are pitting behind safety cars or not, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he was really good at like passing people for this race. But yeah, Leclerc got a bit too greedy and got a bit too close in like behind him and didn't brake enough. So I think he actually, like a bit of his front wing
broke.
Fell loose.
Yeah. True.
And Hamilton got past him as well here. This is also the time where Leclerc just decided that he should pit.
Maybe they fixed the broken wing.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
That was the thing. But I think it was because Charles had been going a lot longer than Lewis, because Lewis had obviously been in during the VSC, but Charles hadn't, if I'm not mistaken. So he just had to go in because it's been like, I think it was like 23 laps, which is crazy. Like, how can he drive 23 laps on his tires?
That's a good question.
Because weren't they on hards in the beginning? Or were they on softs? Because I remember Lewis changed to softs in the second stint. Yeah. But those were the tires that probably weren't working.
I think most of the drivers started on hards. So I believe they did as well. It's
Very
really interesting. Yeah.
I don't really understand that. Also, Hamilton got a really interesting message because, of course, he had passed Leclerc. Yeah. Piastri had passed Leclerc, and then Hamilton had passed Leclerc as well. And they said, like, we need to get Piastri. I know you're trying. Which...
That's kind of weird. But yeah.
It just felt a bit condescending. And, yeah. Not maybe on the cards as well for Hamilton. Also, George had some sort of a lockup in the front, which, crazy. Like, he wasn't, I think he was a couple of seconds up, of course, but yeah, at the same time, not really sure what was happening there. I also noted that, both Alonso and Stroll got, like, noted for ignoring blue flags.
They're Aston Martin. It's just the best explanation to it.
I'm also really confused about
that.
Like,
one lap later than that notification, Stroll retired his car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question mark, to be honest. I don't know what Aston Martin are doing.
Aren't they supposed to be better soon, though? They're gonna rebuild the whole car.
Where I think it's in Belgium, right? That they're bringing some sort of a new spec of the car. We'll have to see what that can do. Maybe they're all of a sudden they're really quick. Maybe I get my Aston Martin podium that I put on my bingo in the beginning of the year because I was deluded in thinking that like they were gonna be crazy.
They're honestly just gonna like pick apart their car, like a Lego car, and then just put it back together.
With different parts.
Yeah. It would be interesting.
Yeah. Also, I think this is where Max's tires were starting to fall off as well because he'd been going a pretty long time. I'm pretty sure that here they were waiting maybe for Mercedes to blink and they did. They took in Antonelli.
Yeah.
And I think it was a couple of laps later that they actually took in Verstappen as well. So he had like an advantage on Kimi and an even bigger advantage on George.
Yeah.
He was, I think, after Kimi's pit stop, he was right between them. Which is where it actually got very interesting, because we saw that the distance between Max and George was like shrinking.
Yeah.
Because Max was able to go really fast.
True.
But then it was kind of like plateauing. Like it was not shrinking as much.
Yeah.
And also at that same time, Kimi was chasing Max as well.
Yeah.
So that distance was also shrinking. So where like Max's time to George was plateauing, like he was getting, I think within about... Yeah, first it plateaued for a while, and then they got closer to the end, and then it started shrinking again. So then it started shrinking between Max and George, and it started shrinking between Kimi and Max as well. And I think Max, in the end, managed to get, I think, as close as 1.3 seconds to George or something like that.
Yeah.
And Kimi was about, I think, 4/10 or something behind Max. It was really, really exciting to see if Kimi was going to get him. Like, first we were I was pretty convinced that he wasn't even going to get close. Because there were too few laps left.
Yeah.
And then he just got closer and closer and closer.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is crazy. And to think then that, that could have been that pit stop. Like, Kimi would have been ahead.
Yeah. Interesting.
That would have meant more points for Kimi.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to that, but also something interesting to say was that we got a like very, very short VSC, and we were like, who's done something? And this was actually just a bollard that was loose on the track, which I think that was Albon.
He did bowling or something.
Yeah, and also Leclerc had gone in during those last laps because he was really slow, and they were like, I think he had 40 seconds down to Liam Lawson, so they tried to put him on new tires to see if he could chase. I'm pretty sure that didn't really help.
I love that radio though.
What have we got to lose on stopping? That was what he said, right?
Yeah. Then now nothing.
Yeah, that was the answer he got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting as well. Like, he was really desperate, and I understand that because he's had a couple of bad weeks. But I think in the end, if I'm not mistaken, he ended up with was it an 8th place? Was it that low?
Yeah.
I'm unsure. It just feels wrong to say Charles Leclerc in 8th place.
I think it was either Lewis or no, he finished higher up, I believe.
Yeah, this is like this is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it was Charles, right?
Must have been him.
Yeah.
8th place, yeah.
That's crazy.
Because Hamilton was in 5th, right?
That's crazy. No, that's not okay.
It's just
after
sad.
2 DNFs.
Wasn't it also fun, like an observation I got now, that the same teams that went into Q3, was it Q3? Yeah. They also, it was the one who finished in top 10. So basically just the same teams, just mixed up.
I'm actually really proud of predicting Verstappen on like in 2nd place for because for a while there was looking as if he was going to be the one winning. But
I'm not as happy.
George extending, which is really interesting. I think we need to look at the driver championship because I think there were a lot of changes as well.
People moving up and down.
So we had Hamilton being the one in 2nd, of course, last time out.
Yeah. But it has changed.
now it's Antonelli, which we know that he's in the lead. And then it's George Russell, which now he's 40 points behind Kimi Antonelli. Also, then Hamilton is 6 points behind George Russell because of this race.
Yeah.
Because he finished in 5th. Which,
it's not even that much.
No, it's not. But now he's 46 points behind Antonelli as well. Also, we saw a shift in the 4th, 5th and 6th position because before we had Leclerc in 4th, and Norris in 5th, and Piastri in 6th.
Yeah.
But with this race, it was very interesting because Norris passed Leclerc because he gained, I'm pretty sure he gained 4 points or something like that because he was a No, it's more than 4 points. It must have been 6 or something because he... 6 because he ended up in 7th.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that Oscar gained more points. He was 5 behind Norris before this race, and now he's 1 in front of Norris. So that meant that Norris essentially remained in 5th place.
Yeah, true.
And that Leclerc and Piastri just swapped places.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the fact that Piastri is 45 points behind Lewis Hamilton says a lot about his season.
True.
And the fact that Norris and Piastri are in the basically the same points. So that says a lot about how McLaren have been really inconsistent this year.
Yeah. True.
Also, I don't think there was any big changes except for that. Good weekend for V-Carb. I think 3 points to them. In the team standings, we have Mercedes in the lead still, of course. That doesn't, that's not... I am not surprised because, Ferrari didn't gain a lot of points this race, and McLaren are so far back that it's not even funny.
True.
So I think with this, you don't want to be too early, but I'm feeling a very strong wind of McLaren Constructors' Championship.
McLaren?
No, Mercedes. Mercedes.
Oh
my god. No,
what?
I just got a stroke. Mercedes, of course.
Yeah, of course. Mercedes.
The 2 M teams. I'm very confused.
I don't know
Mercedes.
What I thought when I put McLaren Constructors on my bingo card.
You were still high on 2025, I guess. I don't think there's anything else to note, really. For George Russell's 2nd win this year, which seems crazy to say.
Yeah.
What did we feel about Radio of the Day?
Yeah, I kind of like the one we last talked about when Leclerc asked his engineer, what have we got to lose on stopping? And he got the answer, now nothing. Which is kind of weird because that's just the real truth. It's just awful, to be honest.
I'm still stuck on I think there's a fire in my car, which was Liam Lawson in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then he was like, there's still it's still on fire or something like that.
Yeah.
So
also you keep driving.
I was a bit concerned there for a second. I was like, why is no one talking about the fact that he's
no one's helping him.
There's a fire in his car and why is he not stopping? But yeah, of course, I think we didn't get to hear the other side of that, but it was just really scary out of context.
True.
So I think that's my radio of the day, actually.
What's your incident of the day?
There weren't many incidents, I think, if I'm being honest. Maybe the funniest one, Albon running into the bollard.
Yeah, that was kind of fun, to be honest.
You don't have anything else?
Yeah, I think it was when Kimi pitted when it was a green flag, if you count that as an incident.
Yeah.
It's just a disaster more than incident, but yeah.
Yeah, that was something special, to be honest. Who's your driver of the day?
No, definitely not Hamilton after this. but maybe Russell. Because he did a good job, I guess. He didn't have so many like people in his way, but he still like kept driving, and he had a good strategy, and he did good pit stops. Or not he, but the team, obviously. But yeah.
I think actually for me it might be Max actually, to be able to go from his like very bad qualifying, starting in P5, manage to drive yourself up and then actually get very close to George Russell in the end, which I don't think we had anticipated like that he would get that close.
True.
But also Kimi was chasing him to the end as well. Also, I think we would have maybe be sat here with a different situation if Kimi had not had that weird pit stop incident, because then he might have been the person in second, and then we would have maybe sat here saying that he would be the driver of the way. Driver of the way.
Also, honorable mention is Oscar Piastri, because he also did a good drive. I believe.
I was actually a bit like they were starting so far back that I didn't really count on them. Yeah. And then he all of a sudden managed to get to fourth, which I think might have been to some of Ferrari's antics.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
Yeah.
But certainly not where I think they should have been. But at the same time, I don't think Ferrari should have been that far up either. It was only because of Max's crash, I think.
Yeah. That's true.
So yeah. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
I think we've covered everything for the Austrian GP weekend. So next GP weekend is Great Britain,
right?
So
next weekend.
So we'll see you guys then.
Bye.